If you're also curious about the better difference between using the only dark mode or only light mode, you came to the right place. It's a well-known fact that OLED displays consumes less energy when displaying blacks or really dark colors. But how much exactly? I made this test to learn. So let's get into it. For this test, I used S24 Ultra and I made the tests back to back, so there is no better health difference between both of them. I started with Instagram but decided to change it to Reddit since Instagram had problems with its feed and it does not support true black dark mode. When it comes to why I choose Reddit, the reason is Reddit has large white spaces on its interface and also supports true black mode rather than dark gray. My aim in this test is not to measure the real life difference but rather the theoretical maximum. In day-to-day life, we don't always use apps with massive white spaces like Reddit or Instagram. Phone calls, music streaming, messaging and video playback times will not be affected or affected minimally from using dark mode rather than the light mode. But why using dark mode should make a difference to begin with? Let me explain briefly how OLED displays work for the ones who do not know. In OLED displays, unlike LCDs, there are no white backlighting. Every pixel produces its own light and when it comes to producing blacks, it simply means that pixels are turned off. For this exact reason, when displaying pure black, those portions of the display do not consume any energy. Displaying a very dark gray is also consumes significantly less energy, but still more than pure black. That's why I choose an app that has pure black dark mode. However, this doesn't necessarily mean that OLED displays consume less energy than LCDs. For example, producing pure white is really energy intensive for an OLED, while for an LCD there's almost no difference between showing black or white. So, this test basically demonstrates the difference between the worst and the best case for an OLED. As expected, the light mode consumes more energy and finishes the test first at a time of 11 hours, 5 minutes and 54 seconds. Now the question is, how much more the dark mode exceeds this time? I also want to mention the fact that some people have problems reading text in pure dark background and has sensitivity towards low contrast. Therefore, they might need to increase the brightness to compensate for that, which will inevitably reduce the difference between light and dark mode battery consumption. Of course, if your device is using an LCD panel, then you won't see any tangible difference between using dark mode or light mode. It all depends on the brightness of the display. Also, another interesting point for LCD is that in order to produce black, there has to be a current applied to the crystal layers. When you combine this with the fact that people usually tend to increase the brightness on dark mode to increase the legibility, LCDs might consume the same or maybe more energy when using dark mode in real life. Let's fast forward a bit to show the final time. Impressively, the dark mode finishes the test at the mark of 12 hours, 51 minutes and 29 seconds. That's a huge 1 hour, 45 minutes and 35 seconds difference. When we convert it to the percentage difference, it becomes a difference of 15.84%. Pretty considerable amount. However, when we think the fact that this is a theoretical max and in real life the difference will be less, I don't necessarily think that choosing dark or light mode is a big difference. This test also shows the efficiency improvements on the OLED displays in the past couple of years. Of course, if you're trying to maximize your battery life and using apps with large white spaces, then using pure dark mode will drastically increase your battery life. And with that, we come to the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to subscribe, it helps massively. And as always, take care.